My wife lied about working late. I found out in the worst way possible. The message came at 11:47 p.m., a single vibration on the nightstand. I wasn't asleep. I hadn't been for hours. My phone lit the ceiling in a pale blue glow. Her. Still at work. Don't wait up. The apartment smelled like cold coffee and unfinished trust. Her side of the bed was still made, smooth, untouched. Working late. Again. My chest didn't tighten. Not yet. It was worse than that. A calm spread through me, the kind that arrives before impact, the kind you feel right before a car crash when the world slows just enough for you to understand what's about to break. I picked up my keys, didn't text back, didn't call. I told myself I was only driving to clear my head, that I wasn't following a pattern already etched into my bones. The city outside was quiet, too quiet. Streetlights smeared across the windshield like fading memories. Every red light felt like a question. Her office building stood dark in the distance. No cars, no lights. I parked anyway. Sat there, watched. My pulse stayed steady. That scared me more than rage ever could. Something was already dead. I just didn't know how deep the rot went. The building's security guard looked bored when I walked in. "Working late?" he asked, barely glancing up. I smiled. A practice thing. "Yeah, my wife forgets her charger. I promised I'd bring it." He nodded, let me pass. No hesitation, because lies, when repeated often enough, start sounding like routine. Her office floor was silent. Empty cubicles, screens asleep, coffee mugs abandoned mid-shift. No sign of life. I stood there, charger still in my pocket, listening to the hum of fluorescent lights. She wasn't here. I didn't feel shock. I felt confirmation, the kind that slides into place like a puzzle piece you didn't want to find. I walked back to my car and sat there for a long time. Then I opened my phone, scrolled. Weeks of working late, missed dinners, canceled weekends. I replayed moments I'd dismissed. Her phone always face down. Passwords changed. A new scent on her coat, something sharper, colder. I remembered how she'd smiled at me that morning, soft, casual, guilt-free. That was when it hit me. This wasn't a mistake. This was a system, and systems leave trails. I didn't confront her. That would have been sloppy. Instead, I became patient, observant. I memorized her routines the way detectives memorize crime scenes. Tuesday nights, late. Friday nights, team dinners. Sunday mornings, distant. I checked phone records, not messages. She was careful there. Calls, short ones, always the same number, never saved. I didn't dial it, not yet. I followed once, from a distance, no emotion, just data. She didn't go to work, she went across town. A hotel, not cheap, not discreet. I sat in my car across the street, engine off, hands relaxed on the wheel. I watched her walk in, confident, unhurried, like she belonged there. I didn't go after her. I didn't need to, because the truth doesn't require pursuit. It reveals itself when you give it space. I went home, made dinner, set the table for one, and waited. She came home at 2:14 a.m., smelled like someone else's life. She kicked off her shoes, avoided my eyes. "Long night," she said. I nodded, didn't ask questions. The next day, I booked the same hotel, same floor, same time. I waited. This time, I followed. I watched her knock, watched the door open, watched the man pull her inside like this was normal, intimate, routine. I stood there long enough to hear laughter through the door. Then I turned away. The confrontation didn't happen there. That would have been mercy. I waited until the next night, set the table again. She sat across from me, talking about spreadsheets and deadlines. I listened. Then I slid an envelope across the table. Photos, dates, times. Her face drained of color. "I can explain." "No," I said. My voice didn't shake. That terrified her more than shouting ever could. I didn't ask who he was. I already knew. I didn't ask why. I already understood. I told her I'd changed the locks, that her things were packed, that her parents knew, her job knew, and yes, he knew. I watched realization bloom, not fear, humiliation, consequences. "You planned this," she whispered. I stood, put on my coat. "I observed," I said. "There's a difference." I walked out before she could cry, because tears are a currency, and I no longer traded in regret. Weeks later, the apartment feels larger, quieter, cleaner. I sleep through the night now. I don't check my phone. I don't wait. Sometimes I think about who I was before that message, before the lie, before the calm. That man trusted without strategy, loved without armor. He's gone, and in his place stands someone colder, clearer, unbreakable. The truth didn't destroy me. It sharpened me, and I walked away carrying nothing she could ever take again.